All right, we're 3 minutes away from State of the Game 172. We've had a bit of a few last-minute setup things, but I think we're pretty much good to go. Managed to hack a couple of things together. Hope everyone's doing good. All right, let me just bring in Mackenzie and Johan to check that they are coming through. Johan, Mackenzie, how you doing?
Hello, hello.
It's working.
Hello.
It's working.
We got
I love those last-minute stressful things. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got it. I think we're okay. Mackenzie, can you check your mic for me?
Yes, I'm here.
It works. All right, well, we'll see you all in 1 minute and 40 seconds. I remembered. Hello everyone, welcome to State of the Game 172. Almost debated myself. It is, what's the date today? The 7th of October. I hope everyone is keeping safe. If you are staying inside, I hope you are playing a lot of video games. I am definitely doing that. All right, today we've got a lot to go through. It's one of those streams where we have a PowerPoint. PowerPoint streams, best streams. All right, so let me bring in Mackenzie and Johan. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey guys.
You all right?
How's everybody doing today in chat?
Let's see. Hikecraft is saying, I love PowerPoint presentations. Yeah.
You gotta love the PowerPoint hype.
Accurate. We've got a lot of Summit stuff to get through. But before that, I want to get through the priority alerts that we need to get to today. So there was a routine maintenance performed yesterday, the start of Season 3's apparel event, Last Resort. We'll go through and show some of those things a little bit later in the stream. There's a lot of very, very cool vanity. I think for a lot of people, this is the... I'm hearing people say that it's their favorite vanity so far for an apparel event. I mean, I'm a Ubersuit fan myself, but, you know, that's just... Anyway. There was an issue fixed that allowed stacking the Apex Predator buff by re-equipping different pieces of the Hunter's Fury set. We updated the text of the unwavering SMG talent description to properly reflect its functionality. And there was an issue fixed that could allow players to go rogue without being marked properly. There is going to be an unscheduled maintenance tomorrow at 10 o'clock CEST. And that's going to deploy a fix for the missing apparel event keys. Johan, you were talking before the stream a little bit about what's going to happen, because obviously people are wondering, what about the keys that I missed out on? When and how will people get those keys?
So, in essence, the fix tomorrow is going to fix the issue that is causing you to not get the keys that you should be getting. But the fix tomorrow will not be retroactively granting the keys that you have earned so far. However, next week on Tuesday, hopefully is the goal, that we have a grant that gives you the keys that you should have earned during that period. So you have those available, and so you can perhaps complete the apparel event or whatever you may need. So in short, tomorrow the core issue gets fixed, and next week you will have a retroactive grant of the keys that you should have earned have you been playing there and participating in the apparel event over the last couple of days.
Okay, that's good to know. So when people heard the start of that sentence where you said it will not be retroactively granted, the fix tomorrow won't. The fix tomorrow won't make that happen, but next week those will be granted to people.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. 7 NVD saying, so it's safe to grind again. Yes, it is. Okay, Mackenzie, are you psyched? Are you ready to go?
I'm very excited.
With the PowerPoint. Unreasonably excited. So there are changes coming to the summit for TU 11.1. Johan, we don't have a date for TU 11.1 just yet. Do we have anything tentative that we can say?
Tentatively, we're aiming for October 20th. That's our goal. I think it's fairly likely that you can expect October 20th, but of course, always with development, some last minute things might pop up. We might have to shift it a little bit, but it's coming soon. So it isn't far at all. And I'm sure that the changes that Mackenzie will be presenting is something that a lot of you will appreciate, or at least I hope so. And yeah, October 20th.
Yes, okay. On that note, let's get it. I wish we had some hype music for this PowerPoint, but we don't.
Just do a drum roll, Hamish.
I have a guitar. No. If I was more prepared, I would get into it, but it's not happening. So this is the part of the stream where my technical last minute hack knowledge could either fail us or work completely. So we'll see. All right. Okay, we got the PowerPoint up. It works. I'm doing this off a bit of a janky setup, but it works. All right. Mackenzie, take us through it.
Yes. So for 11.1, we're looking to address a lot of the topics brought up by the community during the PTS waves, and also since TU11 launched. And so we really want to create that experience of grinding from floor 1 to 100 with your own customized challenge and rewards. And so, what we're going to talk about today is the difficulties, the directives, your targeted loots, and some other improvements that we've made to the summit.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of it.
Yes, indeed. So you all know and love the elevator menu, but you need to really start rethinking how you view the summit game mode now, because in 11.1 there are no rally points. It's a completely different structure to the game mode, and so you will no longer see this elevator menu anymore. Instead, the new way that you'll introduce the way that you kind of play the mode is you'll come to the elevator, and you'll see right here that I was previously playing on got up to floor 34 in the summit, and I was playing on heroic difficulty, and I had two directives active. I had cool skills and scavenge skills at the same time active. But right now I want to change the settings for my summit experience. So I come into here and I can set my difficulty. And so, as you'd expect, next slide, you can set normal through legendary difficulty. And I will start from floor 34 with that difficulty set. But I also want to change my directives. And so when I go ahead into my directives, you will see that we make available to you all 9 directives that we've released thus far. Which, you can create a lot of interesting combinations. For me, I really think like the cool skill scavenge skills, if you're playing aggressively, can be a really interesting combination. But I know the thing that chat is going to love is the additional targeted loot chance.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's take a quick breath because I see a lot of people in chat already pointing it out. I saw a lot of questions. Zurgens is asking why though, and then some people are talking already about targeted loot chance bonus.
Yes.
I brought this up with you before the stream about the math behind that.
Yep.
Do we want to go in depth on that? I mean, this is more of a Nikki question, but how is that bonus affected?
Yes. So the way that targeted loot works is that each difficulty increases the chance of getting targeted loot. So, legendary has the highest chance of dropping targeted loot. Normal has the lowest. The directives, this is throughout the game, not just specific to Summit, will add a bonus to that difficulty modifier. So, if you have hard with one directive, it's not going to be as much as challenging, but, it's still going to be more than the hard baseline. But if you stack up maybe 5 or 6 directives, then you'll start to kind of hop difficulties as far as the chance of targeted loot. And so, we really wanted to make directives something that people want to use. We know the XP wasn't enough, and so hopefully this makes them more enticing.
I see Fraku's question, through the whole game, PogChamp?
Yes. So this applies to directives in missions, in the open worlds, in the Summit. It's directives everywhere.
Great. All right, let's move on.
Yes. And so you see here, I have changed from my original setup when I was playing last of heroic and 2 directives to now legendary with 3 directives. And I can just go ahead and confirm that change, and then I'll hop in and start playing from there. You might have had the question, I don't know, I didn't see in the chat. You can turn on all 9 at once. I don't know who's going to be able to do all 9 with legendary.
Well, we know the community's crazy. They will definitely do it tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but the day it comes out, they'll knock it out of the park.
It will happen.
I'm looking for Pockets is already saying challenge accepted. Yes. It's going to be intense. All right, what's next?
Okay, so yeah, this is just kind of an overview of what I just talked about. You get to select your own difficulty and directives. You choose your challenge, and then the increased targeted loot chance from directives. It also applies to the open world and missions, and directives still increase XP as well.
Great.
So, at the beginning, I kind of mentioned that the elevator menu is gone. So how would this work? And so here's an example of how you could play through the Summit. So everyone starts on floor 1 after the update. And so you'll start floor 1 on Tuesday maybe, and you'll play through 36 floors with your friends on Legendary and 4-player co-op. You quit, you come back on Friday, and because you know how respawning works currently in the Summit, it's every 3 floors and on boss floors. So you'll restart at floor 34. You could have changed the difficulty and the directives you have. You could be playing with a slightly different group of friends, as long as it's still the the same group of people being the party leader. And then you'll play up to floor 80 maybe. And the boss fight there is really tough. And so you come back on Saturday and you grind your way up a bit further, up to floor 99. On Sunday, you come back alone, you do it. And then once you've finished the summits, you restart back from floor 1 always. And so it's really this climb from 1 to 100. But throughout this climb, you can be changing the difficulty as you want.
I just want to point out to people that this is an example of how it could be played. This isn't like a reset on these days. Please do not read it like that. Mackenzie's just trying to give you an idea of how you could change around the way that you experience it.
Yes. Yeah, this is like an extreme example of like, all over the place as far as yeah.
Cool. All right.
Oh,
Moving on.
while you're climbing up the summits, while you still have a single difficulty set, it will get more challenging. And so that's what we're calling threat scaling. And so you'll see here that the number of lieutenants, like mini bosses, on a set of 10 floors will increase the higher up in the summits you get. So from like 21 to 30, you face only one lieutenant on floor 26, and then once you get to floor 30, you face a single boss. Whereas up on floor 71 to 80, you will face 3 mini bosses, and then the final floor has 3 bosses on it rather than just one. And so it's and also along the way you're also getting more elites the higher up in the summit you get. So there's a subtle gradual increase in difficulty the higher up you get, which that's something that we still wanted to maintain with the summit, was this idea that like the higher you climb, the tougher it gets, just because that's a cool narrative experience. Yeah.
All right. What else? I'm not sure how close we are to the end of the presentation.
We're getting there. There's still writing tools, yes. So here we just wanted to cover the stuff that I just talked about. With the update, everyone will start over again at floor 1. Rally points are gone. You climb at your own pace. Once you finish floor 100, you will start again from floor 1, and you repeat that cycle of 1 to 100 over and over again. The new threat scaling, higher floors equals more bosses and elites, and you can resume on checkpoints. So as you saw highlighted there, you start from like the multiple of 3 things and the boss floors. And so that means that there's more frequent checkpointing. And so you can stop and come back on floor 34 or 97 or, wherever you currently are at. And you don't have to worry about losing progress.
Okay. Cool.
But I know what everyone's thinking right now. What about the loots? Can I influence what loot I'm getting? And so you'll see here the increased targeted loot allocation right now is Hunter's Fury, which is, we currently don't have specific loot allocation for gear sets, so that's new, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe in the bottom you can see that you can select your targeted loot. So if we go ahead and go to the next slide, you'll see, yes, yeah, you can select your targeted loot within the summit.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot in there. So
yeah,
people really have the option to grind what they want.
100%. Yes.
Nice.
You get to select any of these. You can change this whenever during the climb. So if you go ahead to the next couple slides, you'll kind of see here that you could switch it to Bellstone Armory if you want to grind that. Oh no, it's fine to go a couple more. So yeah, you can change it whenever. One thing to note, like the personal target loot, that's specific to the summit, but you notice that we split out the gear sets into individual allocations. That applies to the normal rotation. And so what that means is you could see Lincoln having True Patriot as its gear set. But if we go to the next slide, so this is personal target loot. And so here's an example of some people playing together, and you'll see that each of them can set their own target loot. They can change it whenever they want. When they get the item that they've been chasing, they can switch over to a different chase.
Interesting. Okay. That's good. That was my next question. Is their personal loot? I'm seeing a lot of feedback in chat. Okay, what is this?
Yes. So we have a weekly project for the summit as well. And so, each week you'll get rewarded for completing the summit on any difficulty. You'll get an exotic cache, a named item. If you still have blueprints, you'll get those. If you have specializations, you'll get the points for those. So it's just another reward for playing the summits on a regular basis.
Cool. I'm seeing a lot of people in chat. Mr. Mikey's is saying I might actually play now. Nice. There's a lot of good stuff. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, T3 Feathers is saying, we'll have to see how it goes, and that's true, and always the case for everything that we do. That is, is this the last slide?
No, there's still a few more, but
okay, Mackenzie. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep them going.
Just you'll see here. This is floor 100. You'll see that there are no more windows on the door because those were exploited.
Okay.
So no more windows on the doors, but you'll see right now, here I am on floor 100 with hard difficulty and all 9 directives. I did not play up to here legitimately with that, but this is, something new that could happen, which is very different from the experience that we had in T11. So it's just really like a highlight of how much you can customize this now to whatever you want.
Very nice. All right. I did see some questions about ridgeways.
Yes. So we've seen the comments about ridgeways. It's not as enticing as it should be. And so we're doing a buff to it. And so now we've increased the radius of it so that the bleeding edge talent applies to enemies within 15 meters instead of 10, which it was previously. And then we've also buffed the repair rates pretty significantly. And so now with 1 enemy inside the radius, you get 3, 2, you get 6, 3, it's 12, 4, it's 24, and 5, it's 48.
Interesting.
So,
cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Yes. And so on top of what we've already covered, as far as, changing the whole structure of the summit, letting you select your difficulty, directives, talented loots, all of that, we have some additional improvements. So we have more objectives. We have a quicker laptop interact animation, which I know hopefully be a lifesaver. And we've also adjusted how enemies spawn during the hack terminals objective to be more fair. Holding the shade crates in that objective will be a lot more beneficial to players. If you control the shade crates, the deployment of skills is faster for you. It deploys better skills, etc. It's buffed for players. It stays the same for enemies, though. We've added new UI notifications to make it clear when an exotic fire team happens. We've seen the comments of people being confused on legendary difficulty about why is there legendary with flamethrowers or foam. Those are exotic fire teams, and now there'll be a notification to make clear to you why and when those things are happening.
Cool. That's really good.
And then, I kind of already mentioned with Ridgeway's Pride, we buffed the talents, but we also adjusted how the quest to get it is. So it's now based on the floor numbers. So you don't have to play the different difficulties. It's like one part drops from floor 1 to 20, another from 21 to 40, etc. So it's based off of that now. And we've also increased the drop chance of them from the crates in the summit. And another thing is the final quest step of that. We've adjusted the number of hunters and rogues you have to kill to 2. Just because it wasn't really fair to solo players. Like they would have to encounter rogues twice, whereas people playing in co-op would only have to encounter them once, and so on. And so that was just like a bit of balance to make that more fair for solo. And then, we have the weekly project for Summit as well.
Nice. And then some fixes as well.
Yes, and we got a couple more fixes. Yeah, so we saw the comments about people encountering loot crates that were already opened. Those will be reset now. If you happen upon them again, you'll be able to select matchmaking while within the summit without having it do the weird reload thing that it was doing before. A big thing when you're in the summit before, you couldn't look at your projects and stuff. That's been fixed. You'll have all the normal tabs that you'd expect. We fixed, a few various bugs for UI, map, that kind of stuff. We improved the loot from the final enemy you kill on the 100th floor. It'll be, much better than it was previously. And then we've seen the goofy clips of the White Tusk with their arms up with the foam gun. There's a great one with Michael Jackson's Thriller playing during it, but we've fixed that as well.
Yes. So that reminds me of the old bounty things. Questions. If people have questions, we would love to see them.
Yes.
You said White Tusk, and people are asking if you mean Black Tusk. Yeah.
Black Tusk. Yes. Yeah.
I guess that's an internal thing. Whoops.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a slang term for them. Yep.
Thank you very much for that. Okay, the PowerPoint held up. I can put my laptop away. Sorry, there was probably some fan noise from that while we were doing that, but cool. All right, I'm interested to see how people end up farming in there. It's gonna be cool. 9 directives or fail. Cool.
I guarantee you somebody will clear the summit with 9 directives. And I challenge you in the chat, do it within 24 hours. Can you
I already saw Marcho was saying in chat he's going to do it on stream. So we'll see.
We'll be watching.
Come on. I got to see it. And Johan, you have to keep an eye on to see if that's something we can track with analytics to see who does it first.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome. Okay, thanks, Mackenzie, for I love PowerPoint streams, so thank you very much for taking us through all of that. There's a lot coming. I did see some people coming in a little bit later to the stream. TLDR, there's a lot of changes coming to the summit. Summit in 11.1 that we don't have a date for it just yet, but it's tentatively looking to be a couple of weeks away, maybe October 20th, but we will keep you updated as we get closer. So next week, I at least hope that we have a more solid indication of when that will be. Okay, so Johan, do you want to give us Mackenzie has something.
Just another thing for 11.1, I've seen a bunch of comments in the chat. The firewall conflict bug will be fixed in 11.1.
Great, yeah, I've seen a lot of people reporting that on Twitter as well. That's a big one.
Yes.
Johan, do you want to give us a quick update on the season stuff?
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely. So yesterday, the new apparel event, Last Resort, went live. First and foremost, I want to say that the reception seemed to be really positive, and super happy to see that. As you can see, Hamish put some of the outfits that are available on the screen now. There are a couple of issues with it right now. The main one being that sometimes you don't get the keys that you should when you level up your shade level. This is something that we're currently working to fix. That will be fixed tomorrow morning in the maintenance, just as a repeat for those that just joined. And a retroactive grant of all the keys that you should have earned is planned for next week as well. Beyond that, of course, you have a new man on target that became available. Rate is now in the game, so you can track her down and take her out. Just as a bit of lore, she actually was a logistic officer in the U.S. Army, which is quite intriguing. And I think the best part about her story is that she kind of used her position to supply both the Black Tusk and the division at the same time because of her experience and her responsibility as a logistic officer.
I feel like these season targets have their shit together a bit more than previous seasons. Like, is that just me?
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it seems like serious business.
And of course, as always, when you have a new man on target becoming available, there is a double XP for the first 15 shade levels starting yesterday and running for 1 week. So make sure you jump in and take advantage of that and get some extra shade levels.
Okay, do we want to have a look at the apparel event things in a little bit more detail? Because I do have some other images
please
to look at, because they are very cool. The mechanic I guess the glow stick is part of it. I'm into that.
Yes.
That's very cool. Chat, have you already started or identified which one you are after? There's a specialist as well. It's pretty serious. Bastion. And then our last one we have, which I think is super cool. I mean, anything with a hoodie, I'm super into. The Enforcer. Very cool. So those are the 4 that people have. So just as a reminder, that's between October 6th and 26th, if you want to get stuck into that. Okay.
Yes,
what else do we need to
and
cover
also,
today?
yeah, just a quick mention as well that next week the Raid League starts as well. Just wanted to mention that today, since we will not have a state of the game next week. The next state of the game is planned for October 21st. So that's when you can expect another one of these streams. And until then, I hope that you enjoy the men on targets and the leaks and everything else that's going on in the game.
Nice. I just want to, someone, I don't know if it was an accent thing, 032 saying Raid 3. When you said Wraith League, maybe it sounded a little bit like Raid League. I don't know. Like,
maybe, but no, there is no Raid League. It's the Wraith League.
Thanks.
That's quite funny, though. I like it.
Yeah, we don't have any updates on PvP today. Johanna, there are going to be patch notes for TU 11.1 that PvP players can get stuck into and see if there's things that will be altering the way that they experience PvP.
There will most definitely, of course, be patch notes, but as for PvP, I don't have any visibility on what the current plans are in that update. I'm not sure if Mackenzie might know more on that topic, but I don't have anything available to share right now on this stream.
Looks like Mackenzie's been pretty busy with Summit, TBH.
Looks like it, right? You know, just a little bit. Just a little busy.
Yeah. Okay. I want to do a couple of agent highlights. I have 2 and then a little other one. So this week, I don't know if people saw on Twitter, but First Pink Chaos has been going ham on this custom longboard, all custom painted. I'm glad looks to be a few layers of clear coat on there to protect the whole thing, but this is absolutely bonkers. So cool, especially with the Coney
That's
Island
amazing.
stuff in the back. Yeah, very, very cool. Please never write it, and make sure that it just exists on a wall somewhere, because it's very, very cool. I don't know if First Pink Chaos is in chat, but hi. Very, very awesome. And then we also have Akimura, who has this absolutely bonkers rocket launcher. It's super cool. I can't quite see what everything's made of. It looks like it might even be wood, but that's awesome. Akimura TW 2017 over on Twitter if you want to go and check that out. That's, yeah, again, serious business. Okay, that's looking like it's going to be all for today, unless Mackenzie, you look like you might have something else to say.
Yeah, I just want to address some of the comments in the chat about targeted loot. Just to make clear about it, so for 11.1, the gear sets being their own loot allocations, that is game-wide. So you'll see that in the rotations for missions and everything. The directives increasing the chance of targeted loot, that is game-wide. The personal selection of targeted loot is specific to Summit.
Cool. Thank you very much for clarifying that. That's going to be the stream for today. I do have a special agent highlight that was sent to me by a friend of the stream and longtime Division streamer, Little Bird. You may not know him as Little Bird. You may know him as The Real Colonel Bliss if you've seen him on his Twitch stream. I'm going to let Little Bird play us out this week, and we still have the Division 2 photos, so we'll check those out after this. But here's a minute of Little Bird playing us out this week. Splinter Shield, I think you already know what this is. But we will see you all next week. And here is the very awesome Little Bird. We'll catch you next week. Bye. Well, not next week. Johanna.
21st.
21st. All right. See you later, everyone. Bye.